Alright, what's up everybody? We're back in the garage. I've made a lot of progress on this garage, so I figured it'd be a good time to kind of give you an update tour of the whole thing. A lot of you have been watching my wash and talks, which I appreciate. If you're new here, I make videos about cars, real estate finance. A lot of what I do is based around just regular maintenance washes on cars, and then I have my own investment company in real estate, so we talk a lot about the market and finance and different things that are happening. Also a little bit about crypto and stuff like that. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and we'll dive into my garage tour. So it's a 3-car garage. I've dreamed about this garage for a while. A lot of the products that you see in here I've got from Obsessed Garage. So I'll mention the name of the product, and then I'll have a link in the description below on the website of where you can get it. So just go on that website and search for whatever product I name, and you should be able to find it. So we'll start just kind of do a little around the world tour of all the modifications I made to the garage and all the equipment and products I use in here. So let's get started. So I'll give you guys kind of a brief overview of the garage, and then we'll kind of go to each section in detail. So there's 3 bays, 3-car garage. This bay right here is Julie's. So not a whole lot goes on over here other than storage and keeping Julie's car parked here. The middle one is where I mostly detail and wash my car. You can see this is kind of where my pressure washer system is, my vacuum system, and then over here is kind of where we do most of the mechanical stuff on my car. So I've got my quick jack lift that I put together real quick to do things like oil changes or any modifications to the car. And then over here is kind of my workbench area with all the necessities, my tools and products and everything like that. So we'll start with giving you a tour of all the products I use here, and then work our way around. So first things first, I'll start with the lights. These lights here are throughout the whole entire garage. I have 5 or 6 in each bay, and then I have one over my workbench. But so those you can get on Amazon. I think I paid, like, in total for the whole garage, I paid maybe 130, 140 bucks for all of the lights in here. It looks good on camera, it provides enough light, and they're super affordable. The main reason why I went with those instead of some more expensive or better quality lights is the master bedroom's right above my garage, and so there's no crawl space or anything to be able to run electrical. And so the great thing about these barrina lights is that you can link them together. So if you have one electrical outlet, you can get lights by linking them together far away from that electrical outlet. So that was kind of the main idea behind putting in the barrina lights, because I didn't have the opportunity. I didn't want to cut up the ceiling and things like that to run more electrical for more lights, and I needed the lights all the way down the bay. So I'm really happy with the barrina lights so far. I've had them for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, and they've done pretty well. I haven't seen any of them go out or anything like that, and they were super easy to install. So definitely recommend those. So in this corner we have my air compressor and my hose reel. I believe these hose reels are just off of Harbor Freight, and then I have these pretty cool Husky quick connects. So you press it once and it releases the tool, but not all the way. Then you press it the second time, and the tool will come out. And the reason behind that is once you press it the first time, it releases all the pressure, so your tool doesn't go flying, and then the second press releases it from the actual quick disconnect. But I don't use this too often, so that's why I didn't go with the Cox version of these. I think I got these for 60 bucks or whatever, so with the hose included, and I rarely ever use it, so it's good enough for me. And then I've got the Cobalt Quiet Tech compressor. It's 26 gallons, and it's the quiet version. I didn't have the opportunity to install it outside of the garage, so I wanted the quiet version, and it's a pretty good bargain. I think they're $250, maybe $300 now. They were a lot cheaper back when I bought it. And then over there I just have a little junk speaker that I use to play music. But that's kind of this corner. The main reason for this is to fill up tires on cars or blow water off of a car. And then very rarely I use it for an impact gun to take off lug nuts and stuff like that. So that's kind of this corner. We'll move on. So over here is kind of my main work area. There used to be a cabinet up here, and I took it down to be able to put up this air conditioning unit. So this is a mini split unit. It's a 1.5 ton unit. I got it off of eBay for like 650 bucks and installed it myself. Install is pretty easy. especially if you're doing it on an exterior wall. And then these cabinets were obviously already here. Eventually I want to get new cabinets, but these will do for now. They got plenty of storage for what I want, but this is kind of my main work area if I need to take a car part off of the car and work on it here. And then I've got the Husky tool chest. And most of what I have in here is just Harbor Freight tools or Costco tool packs and stuff like that I've collected over the years. I don't really have any like proper, snap-on or anything like that yet, but it gets me by. I don't do a ton of heavy work on my car, so it's good enough for now. So in each corner I have one of these comfort zone fans, and they just kind of work to push the cold air from the AC out towards the work area. And they work really well. I got those on eBay as well. I think they were, I actually don't even remember how much they were, maybe $80 a piece or something like that. And then I have a full, Makita set. So I've got all the different drills, a couple of battery packs. I got the grinder, the sander, the saw, the leaf blower, everything like that for Makita. It's significantly cheap, at least when I bought it, it was significantly cheaper than the Milwaukee. And you don't really get that much of a degradation in quality from Milwaukee to Makita, for what I'm using it for at least. And then got this fridge here. It's a Kenmore Elite. I actually got it from a house for free, so I didn't want to toss it away. So we put it here in the garage, and I mostly just keep, cold water, Gatorades and stuff like that in here. And then for music, I really don't have that great of a setup. I've got some JVC speakers and some Polk audio speakers that I just had laying around. I was going to put them in the backyard, but decided to put them in the garage. It's nothing too fancy, but I have it ran up to a Apple AirPlay Express or Apple Airport Express. And so the benefit of that is it has an auxiliary port on it, so you can connect it to an audio receiver, and then you can just AirPlay through your iPhone. And I use Apple Music, so for me it's the easiest to connect. I don't have to worry about connecting to Bluetooth or anything like that. I just go in the list of AirPlay devices, click connect, it connects instantly, and I play it out. And obviously the garage isn't the best place for audio. I would like to upgrade the audio, but for now it does its job to just play music off of Apple Music. So that's kind of this corner. Next we'll move on to this. So this is the cabinet that was up where the mini split is now. This cabinet was also here. Obviously I want to replace these in the future with something nicer. But for now I just keep all of my detail products in here. So a lot of the detail products that are in here you can learn about on my wash and talk. So I do a weekly wash with either some of my cars or friends and family's cars, and just kind of talk about what's going on in my life, my business, and in the world, and we wash a car. So you can learn a lot about these products. They're all from different brands, so I had somebody print out these labels so I could put them all in the same bottle and then have matching labels. And then this is all kind of the junk I've collected over the year of products I don't really use but have tested out. And then down here we have a 9-star touchless trash can. Not that big of a deal, I like it. And then all of the garage door openers are mismatched, so eventually I want to do jack shaft openers all throughout. And then here we have a quick jack lift, so it's kind of like a mid-rise lift, I guess you would say. It maybe gets off the ground about that high. I'm limited by the ceilings because the master bedroom's right above the garage. So it's good enough for me. I was able to put in my downpipes, do oil changes and things like that with that, but super easy to connect. All the hoses are quick disconnect, so you just plug them in, and then I use a battery pack to power the pump. So I can do it, I can move it around in any bay in the garage. It's not fixed, so pretty happy with that. So then we get into kind of the detail bay. So that's the bay where I do most of the mechanical work, and then this is the bay where I do most of my car washing and detailing and stuff like that. So we have a Vizio 65-inch TV, I believe. It's a smart TV. I don't really watch too much TV in here, so I wasn't worried about getting, a top quality TV. But sometimes I'll throw on whatever current events are going on, the Olympics or whatever like that, but I don't use it too often. This setup here, this is a vacumaid Garage Vac Pro, and then I just use some sewer lines to plumb it to a Cox hose reel, and then this is the 50-foot hose that actually comes with the Vacumaid. So It's more than enough power to vacuum your car and things like that. The 50 feet gets me all the way out to the driveway if I need it. And this hose reel is probably as expensive as the garage vac or more expensive, but it's definitely worth it. I think it's the cleanest setup to be able to have this, because if you don't have the hose reel, you have like a little hook on the wall and then your hose is just dangling there, and it's a pain every time you take it out and want to reel it back up. Versus this, just you adjust your drag and pull it out. It's super smooth, and then you just roll it back up. So it makes vacuuming the car way easier. I don't love cleaning the interior of cars, so this makes it, you know, a much more enjoyable experience. I would highly recommend this setup. And then if you want, you can connect the hose to the blower option. And you know, sometimes I do that to blow the leaves and stuff out of the garage, but highly recommend that. And then behind that door is just storage and water heater and things like that. I'll take you guys in there to show you the plumbing of this whole setup here. But so this whole setup here, I would say costs around $600 or $700, maybe closer to $1,000 after everything, excluding the bucket package. So up here we have an active VE52 pressure washer, and then it's mounted on a stainless steel shelf and connected to a Cox hose reel with a 50 or maybe 75-foot Cobra hose. So right behind this wall is my water heater, so I was able to tap off of the cold water coming into the water heater. And it worked out well, making this kind of my detail bay. So I was able to get this hose bib put in here, and then obviously that runs into the inlet of the active pressure washer. And then the outlet comes out to the Cox hose reel, and so you don't have to worry about this binding up. It's a swivel kind of fixture. But same thing with a vacuum, you adjust your drag, and you can kind of pull this out. And then down here I have a splitter for the hose bib. And so one goes to the pressure washer and the other one goes to a bucket filler. So I've got 3 buckets. One is for wheels, one is for washing and rinsing. So when you're washing, I use the 2 bucket method, and then that I just keep, you know, my wheel brush, tire brush, and then some brake cleaner, the foam can, and everything in there, and it's easy to kind of wheel around. And then obviously fresh water in here to rinse the mitt with, and then soapy water in here to wash the car with. So this package, the bucket package, it all has these Gamma Seal lids that spin onto the bucket to close it. And these are 6-gallon buckets instead of 5-gallon. And then you have the 4-inch casters with the diamond plate joining the 2 dollies. But this makes washing way more enjoyable. It's completely unnecessary and overpriced, but for $300, you know, in the grand scheme of things, wasn't much, and it looks really good, and it's super useful. So I like that. And then this is my kind of detail chair here. So I got this off of eBay for 60 or 70 bucks. You can get them from Harbor Freight, or you can get them on Amazon from, I think, Adams. Adams sells them, or maybe Chemical Guy sells them. But for 60, 70 bucks, it's super solid. It's got 4-inch casters. It's very solid. It's comfortable. So when you're washing your wheels and stuff on your car, it makes things way more enjoyable. So I highly recommend the chair. So this is the storage closet. Right behind on the other side of this wall is the pressure washer. So I have the cold water coming in here from the water heater, and then I ran it down to a shutoff valve, and then along this little shelf to go out to a hose bib. So up here we have a Cox extension cord reel, and on it we actually removed the original extension cord, and we have a Pro-Lock extension cord. And so basically what this does is when you plug something into it, you have to pull this down for it to come out. So that way if you're walking around with something, the cord doesn't get yanked out, because you actually have to pull this down to be able to do that. And then I just ran a dedicated circuit to the garage plug and split them up, so that way I have dedicated power to this and dedicated power to the garage door opener. But super useful if you run polishers or anything like that. I just connect to that, and then I can walk and make it around the whole car. So this is a Husky cabinet that I just keep spare towels and detail supplies in there. And then here we have a rim rack, tire rack that I got from Costco for 50 or 60 bucks. It's super sturdy. These are some spare rims I had from the F10 that I just have kept around. And It's super good quality. I highly recommend this if you have spare wheels. It gets them up off the ground or out of your storage closet so you have more room. And if you have nicer wheels, you can kind of display them. So last but not least, we have Swisstrax flooring. I was actually able to get this flooring from Barrett Jackson on discount. It was on a discount tire display. So that's why I went with red, because I really didn't have a choice. I bought all of the flooring for, I think it was a few $100s after I sold off the extra. So I really like the Swisstrax flooring. One, it looks really good. And two, the best part about it is it has, you know, obviously the tracks in it. So the water kind of flows outward since the garage is sloped. But all the dirt falls, most of the dirt falls underneath the flooring. So you don't have to constantly be sweeping it, because before the floor was epoxied underneath this. And so you see all the dirt, it always looks dirty. And so with this, it stays pretty clean because all the dirt falls underneath. And then, you know, once a year you can go out and take the floors up and clean underneath and wash the tiles. But as you can see, it looks great on camera. Red wouldn't have been my first choice. I probably would have went with, you know, gray or black or something like that. But, you know, red actually has grown on me quite a bit. I think it looks good with the tan walls. It kind of has that, you know, red and tan Ferrari look. Eventually I'll probably actually paint this garage. I want to paint all the trim white, all the doors white. And then I might do a black ceiling, flat black ceiling, and then the walls I'll probably do like a neutral gray or something like that. Or I might stick with a tan, I haven't decided. But yeah, there's still some more updates to come in this garage. Like I said, I want to get new garage door openers, new garage doors. We still have some hose reels and things to lay out across. And then we want new cabinets. Definitely need to paint regardless of what color I go with. And then just a few things here and there. I want to get some more tools and more things to work with in the garage. So if you have any questions about any of the stuff in my garage, drop them in the comments below. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
I'm just really trying to show you no love. Say you tired and you need a new love. Use what you got for your lose love. See new things with your views up. Yeah, what you want, new things.